Hello YouTube, Germanist93 here, and today I'd like to talk to you about how to remove junkware from your system. So as you can see here, I've got this system's got all sorts of different kinds of junkware on it. Many of these were just from installers and stuff that if you were to just click next right through the installer, you're going to end up with quite a bit of this type of stuff. So yeah, I'd like to talk about how my method of removing it. There's obviously a wide variety of ways. You can do anything from manual removal to just using the add or remove programs options. Obviously, this way is going to leave behind a lot of extra stuff, and a lot of these uninstallers for some of these types of programs just simply do not work. So I'm going to talk to you about some different free programs here that we can use to help get rid of this stuff, and some of it may require some manual removal. As you can see in Internet Explorer, I have quite a bit of toolbars on this system. It takes a while to load, obviously, because this stuff will just bloat up your system with all this stuff running. It's going to take up a lot of RAM, CPU, all that. Just system resources. So yeah, so what we're going to start with is a program. We've got two here. These are our main two we're going to be focusing on. JRT, Junkware Removal Tool, and ADW Cleaner. I will link both these in the description so you can find them. They can both be found at Bleeping Computer. But as I said, the links will be in the description. So we're going to start with a program JRT, Junkware Removal Tool. And this will help get rid of some of the junkware on the system. So I can start the tool, and it's first off going to start by creating a registry backup. And then this program will go ahead and start scanning for it and removing some different junkware. It's going to check everything. So I will be pausing this video and getting back to you once this makes some progress. It shouldn't take too long. This program usually gets through pretty quick, generally under half an hour, and that's on a pretty highly junk-ridden system. So yeah, I'll be back. So as you can see, JRT successfully found a variety of things. Some registry values, registry keys, some different files and folders. Obviously, some of this is still running on the system. There's still stuff running on the system. So the next tool we're going to do is called ADW Cleaner. So we're going to run this. So what we're going to do is just run a quick scan on this. And it's going to find some different folders and files and stuff that it relates to as being adware. All that kind of junk. This scan generally goes quite quick. Usually doesn't take long at all. One thing I forgot to mention were these three programs here. Malwarebytes and Hitman Pro are both designed to fight malware, and we're mainly going to be running these because they detect a couple of traces generally for potentially unwanted programs and such. And they also will scan for any malicious stuff that could be on the system. And CCleaner we're also going to use at the end just to help clean things up. That'll be part of our cleanup process when we go through and reset the internet settings and all of that. So yeah, as you can see, ADW Cleaner finished here. And found quite a bit of stuff, registry keys, all that. So we're just going to clean all this. And that gives you this handy little thing on potentially unwanted programs and all of that. So now this will require a restart, so I'll be back after the system reboots. Alright, so as you can see after the system rebooted, we've got this log here. Certainly deleted quite a bit of folders, lots of registry keys, all of that stuff. As you can see, there's definitely less on the desktop. We still have things popping up and that. So what we're going to do with some of this is going crazy. Let's minimize all this. No. So what we're going to do now is I think the best course of action to take next will be to go into the control panel, uninstall a program, and we're going to work towards uninstalling some of this stuff. So we're going to start with we're going to go through this list and find things that we don't want, such as finally fast. We're just going to run the uninstallers on all these. And I'll get back after I do that. So as you can see, I've gone through and ran the uninstallers. I've obviously got some crap left behind on the desktop. And this one I'm unable to uninstall. So what we're going to do now is we're going to start running these programs. So we're going to start with Malwarebytes. I highly recommend this program, and it's obviously going to have to update. But yeah, I highly recommend it. It's got a free version, which will allow you to scan. And they also have a paid version, which will provide real-time scanning and all that. And it'll protect you from certain websites. So yep, I'm going to run a scan on this. And I'll be back when it's done. This shouldn't take too long on a system with not a whole lot of stuff. But I will be back when this is over. So the scan has completed, and it found quite a few different files and whatnot left behind by some of this junk. So as you can see, I can quarantine all and clean up all that. And as I said, Malwarebytes is a program I definitely do recommend. And it does ask you to restart the system. And yes, I will link Malwarebytes in the description. I'll reboot the system, and then we'll go through a few more steps to get this PC completely cleaned up. So as you can see, this system has restarted. Now I'm going to run one more tool, very similar to Malwarebytes in the sense. It's called Hitman Pro. Link in the description to that as well. And it has a trial, so you get a one-time trial. You can perform a one-time scan on your machine. And what this will do is scan for similar things to Malwarebytes, and it'll allow you to remove them on your one-time trial. And you can also obviously buy the software and use it more than once. So I'm going to let this complete. This shouldn't take too long. So you can see it's already found some different things. And I'll get back to you once this completes. It shouldn't take too long. So as you can see, it finished up here. It found stuff it classifies as malware. Found all sorts of different remnants and registry keys and stuff, which is good. Helps clean up the system. So we're going to run next. It's going to create a restore point and do its thing. One thing I forgot to mention earlier in the video that's to take note of, before you start doing cleanup like this, it appears we need to register an email address, by the way, for the free one-time trial. So yeah, you're going to need to do that. But one thing I forgot to mention, make sure you've got good backups of your data before doing any of this, just in case anything is to happen. You don't want to lose your data. So, as always, with any computer, you obviously want to be backing up your data. That's just one thing to mention. So I'm going to complete this Hitman Pro cleanup and reboot the system again. And then we'll go through some final cleaning up stages to get rid of all this junkware off the system. Oh, and this will also show your stuff. It found 181 threats and shows all that stuff. And then you can just hit reboot to reboot the system. So we've rebooted. And now one more tool I suggest using. This one's more or less optional, but it's CCleaner. So I'm going to analyze, and this will just find all sorts of different stuff and just help clean up, make things run smooth. I'm going to run the cleaner. So that removes some different things. And you can also run the Registry Cleaner, and this will scan for some different things. Then you can fix it. It'll ask you if you want to back up changes to the registry, which is a good idea. I won't be on this system, but you can fix all those issues. So yeah, that's CCleaner. Okay. So yeah, now for these are just broken shortcuts. So you can just throw all these in the recycle bin and empty that out. As well, I don't need this JRT report. You can keep that if you want. So let's check Internet Explorer. So as you can see, this looks much better. It launches almost instantly now. We don't have all those toolbars. It's asking about our search provider. So what we're going to do is going to Internet Options, and I suggest just going to Advanced and clicking Reset. I'm just going to delete personal settings. This will reset all of your internet settings back to default for Internet Explorer. So that's done. Then you're going to have to restart Internet Explorer. That's much better. Now we're on MSN as the home page. You can obviously change that. So now for a few more things you can do to finish cleaning up. One thing I like to do is check the app data folder and go through each of these. See things like this Rainmaker software group, all that kind of stuff. You can just go through and delete it all. My web search, that was part of it. Anything along those lines that were things you recall removing. You can just go through each of these folders as I am doing. And that'll help get rid of some of it. So guys, that about wraps up this video. A couple of quick notes are that if you're using a browser other than Internet Explorer, you can go into the add-ons and extensions on those and just double check to make sure that there's nothing on there that you don't want running. On Internet Explorer, you can launch it, go into Tools, Manage Add-ons. As you can see on here, all we've got is Java, which is good. Another thing is obviously the browser loaded quicker, which is another plus, whereas when we had all the toolbars, it took a lot longer. One more thing is if you check Task Manager, Processes, on here all I see is all this appears to be legitimate stuff running, unlike before where this list, I didn't show it to you, but it was quite long with all the junk running on the system. So yeah, that about wraps up this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any comments or questions or anything like that, leave them down in the comment section. And thank you. Have a great day. Peace out.